And with me today, I am joined by the amazing Alejandro Carbo, who is a holistic guide and a valued member of the Avalon team, renowned for his ability to merge ancient wisdom with cutting-edge healing practices. Passionate about trauma recovery and personal transformation, Alejandro employs diverse modalities, including ayahuasca ceremonies, integration workshops, and somatic therapies to guide individuals on their journey to reconnect with their authentic selves. With a deep understanding of the complexities of human healing, he combines spiritual insight with compassionate care to create safe and transformative spaces for growth. Alejandro's work not only fosters personal empowerment, but also nurtures collective unity, making him a trailblazer in the field of trauma recovery. Welcome to the show, Alejandro. I'm honored to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you too.
So myself and Alejandro met on one of his ceremonies in Ibiza this year. So it was a beautiful ceremony which touched me and it transformed my whole life, which Alejandro already knows about, which is why I invited him to this podcast because I was really intrigued to hear more about Alejandro's personal journey and what led him to this line of work. So, Alejandro, what inspired your journey into holistic healing and trauma recovery?
I I didn't expect to be here with you today talking about this. I believe that life is like a co-creation between you and the divine God, uh, great spirit, wherever you want to say it or call it. And sometimes it's you who are just pulling the rope towards what you want, and sometimes it's the divine bringing you what it's supposed to be, and this part is was not my desire. No, I always been an entrepreneur since 16 years old, and in some point of this journey in my beginning of 30s, I would say, if I remember well, yeah, 30 or late 20s, beginning of 30s, I had like a mild existential crisis, and who I am, what I am doing here, what is my life purpose, what is life about? I am not happy and I'm not content. What's wrong with me? Is something broken inside? Uh, because I was following the steps that society was telling me as success and having recognition and having financial resources to do things and to experiencing things in life, no? But inside me was this empty, always accompanying me, like this empty space that no, I am not fulfilled. No, I I didn't understand why. Why is that? And since very young age, I am someone who always asks questions. I love questions. I really love questions. Sometimes without answers, but just the fact of asking yourself these questions is just an exercise that I love, no? And very soon I understood that to find the answers to these questions, I needed to look in a different spaces. And then the self discovery or this inner journey within started. Yeah. And the first step in this inner journey was NLP. I study a master's in NLP, and I wanted to go beyond what I knew. And that 2 years journey started to click certain things in within me. Plus, it was my first time that I got broke, so I didn't have resources to do what normally I would do. So I had way much more time and space to go within. Uh, Following step was Buddhism and Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. That book also created like uh, uh, kind of like a light where to follow this path of maybe the answer is here. This book also opened up the next step was going to India, backpacking 2 months and doing Vipassana 10 days meditation. And I came back and I did some adjustments to my life and focus on nutrition and movement and care about my body. So it was more like body, nutrition, movement, basic stuff. And in some point, without me searching for that, the ayahuasca came to me, and I had a very powerful encounter, and that was the beginning of something new. Yeah,
Amazing. Thank you.
yeah, that was how I started in this journey.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you have faced personal struggles such as rejection, bullying, eating disorders, and grief. Can you share a
Hmm.
bit more about how you navigated and healed from these challenges?
Wow. Uh, I would not say I am completely healed. Uh, I would say we learn how to navigate these wounds and give them love and compassion, but the wound is always with you. That's what I believe, no? And bringing an awareness to that, because without awareness, then you cannot love it, or you can understand it, or you cannot give it the space or compassion, no? Um, you just understand and love even this wound of yours. And by accepting, then I don't know, you find more ease in the journey. My wound, as you said, since I was very young, 5 years old, was the wound of the rejection of my mother because my brother was born. And in that time, my father didn't have much capability to deal with the newborn. So he asked my mother, please take care of Victor, who is my brother, and I will take care of Alejandro. And I understood and perceived this as, oh, my mother doesn't love me. Now I am with my father. And this understanding of, okay, I need to show to my mother and to the feminine that I am worth of love. And I didn't have awareness of how big impact that had in me and how much of my personality and my pain and struggles were related to that, no? And I think the way I perceive life and existence after that was always reinforcing that. And this is linked to many experiences in my life. Like I was bullied from very young age because of my overweight and skin color. I am darker than the majority of people here. And the physical aspect when you are very young, it's a key element on how you relate to others and especially on women, because probably beauty and more the surface of who we are is it's more relevant than later on. So again, rejection from women, rejection from um, other groups because of physical capacity, the overweight doesn't allow you to perform as well as other people, no? And then when I was 17, I had my first really love. Like I was very in love with a woman, and after a year and a half, like she broke up with me. So again, the same wound. And again, with business, I was betrayal, no? And another big love came to me, and after 1 year and a half, she broke up with me and betrayal. So understanding this, um, as oh, maybe it's me who is creating this because the way I perceive is not reality, it's just my way of interpreting reality. And finding acceptance and finding love to things that of my who I am that are way difficult to love than other things that we all love ourselves, no? So you give this love, you give this understanding, and also you see the good things of these wounds because also there is a positive part of them, no? And you try to become a very good friend of them.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure that many of the listeners will agree that it's hard to actually understand what love is, when you've undergone so much trauma and so much pain that all you can see is just darkness. And again, from like personal experiences, there was just a lot of hate and a lot of dislike. So
Mm-hmm.
how would you recommend for somebody out there who just wants to try and understand what love is, what does it mean and how does it feel?
Wow, that's a big question. You know, when I read Siddhartha, one of the things that I love about the personage of Buddha, because we don't know if that was really, no, it was just what maybe we can understand or how we see it. But what I really like of that Buddha is the strong belief system that he needed to walk his path. And of course, he was meeting people, he was learning, he was observing, he was taking certain things that maybe were useful. He was discarding certain things that he was not feeling aligned with. And this is very personal, no? Uh, and one of these quotes that he supposed to share is like, I can show you the path, but I cannot walk the path for you. So this path of self-love of love is very unique to each person.
Yeah.
Uh, I would not be able to say like, oh, this is the path. What I can explain is what was my path or what is really
Yeah.
my path. But my path really was the exercise of traveling from the mind to the heart. That has been the path because of what explained to you a couple of minutes ago. I felt safe in the mind. So
Okay.
I was the best student. I really love mathematics and physics and things that I feel safe, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then my exercise was starting to travel like slowly from the mind to the heart and opening the heart because the heart was closed.
Interesting.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And from my own personal experience, what really helped me was self-talk and
Mm,
just, trying to amend how I spoke to myself rather
mm.
than saying, "Oh, I'm so stupid," or "Oh God, I'm so whatever." It's it's actually twisting that, like the antidote to stupidness is to be I guess to be clever and to be happy and loved. So again, it's not an easy feat, but just affirmations like on my phone, for example, I set reminders just to remind me that, I
Mm,
am loved, I am safe, I am enough.
mm,
And just reading those consistently, it kind of started to really enter into my subconscious and I started to believe it.
agree. Agree. It's like going to the gym or playing an instrument or learning a language. It's repetition, repetition, repetition of a new belief system or a new idea that you want to embrace. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you. So what brought you to the Avalon team? Well, you were the creator of it, of course. And how has this shaped your whole perspective to life?
Again, I didn't expect this to happen. Actually, in a very initial form, was not my idea. So continuing in that journey, when I discovered ayahuasca and ayahuasca came to me, I was fascinated. Like, wow, I never in my life found something so impressive, so complex, so powerful. I understood a lot better myself and the existence and then when you find such a tool, you can find it everywhere in the globe and also in different times in history. When you find something that you're fascinated and helps you and you heal or you understand, then the natural step forward is I want to share it. I want to give other people opportunity to have this encounter. Yeah. So I started to share this for friends and family. Like I would do it as you will organize a barbecue or a dinner in your place, splitting the cost just for love, putting your time and I would do it like twice a year. And I was doing that for 2 years, more or less. Very simple, easygoing setting, really, really basic. Yeah. And I would also bring the tools of things that I would discover. I went to Mexico and then I discovered the Sweat Lodge, for example. So I would bring a temascalero from Mexico to do Sweat Lodge before the ceremony, or sound healing or other medicines and create slowly building the program to something even more complete. Yeah. Now, in one precise event, a group of people came to one of these retreats, and we became very good friends. One of them became my partner, uh, and they, and also later on me, we believed in creating this as a more professional project. And each one of us would take in different areas of this project. And slowly, slowly, we started to build it as more professional, no? And for me, I had many resistance, different resistance and belief systems that I needed to change or work on. And slowly, I transcend the idea this was not okay to make a living with, or maybe it wouldn't work. And slowly I was dropping my other activities and business because this is what really I was passionate about. And in this journey, some people left, some other people joined, and today is the result of 5 years of this organically uh, growth of a project that started within friends as a beautiful idea with a lot of good heart, but also we were really ignorant of many things that we learned in that journey.
Ah, Thank you so much for sharing that. And so, ayahuasca is central to your work. And can you explain its role in actual trauma recovery?
I believe that every single person or shaman or tradition, they will tell you a different thing. What I understand and how I see it is ayahuasca is just like a lighthouse that puts light in the darkness and makes conscious what it was unconscious.
Okay.
So you have an amazing tool to realize and bring awareness to what you don't know. And that's extremely powerful because you don't know or you cannot know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And the first step to solve a problem is to be aware that you have a problem.
True. Yeah.
You will never solve a problem if you're not aware that you have a problem. Now, it brings awareness of what you didn't know, and also sometimes, and also through integration, you have clarity in how to improve this, how to solve that. Now, it doesn't solve it per se, but it's extremely powerful to heal or to transcend or to transform or to understand, to love, to accept. Yeah. It comes later on with implementing this awareness or this wisdom, these understandings, this clarity, or but it would take you a long journey sometimes to arrive to the same point where a ceremony of 1, 2, 3 nights you can really and quickly arrive to the same point.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Thank you. It does, it awakens so much from my own experience. And also integration is a really key aspect after the whole ceremony has taken place. And what's the importance of integration um, after plant medicine ceremonies, and how can people ensure that their experiences lead to lasting
Mhm.
transformation?
Integration is something that we Westerns we created, yeah, and we created because we are extracting something that doesn't belong to our reality. It doesn't belong to our context,
Mm,
and now we are bringing it here. So it needs certain adjustments. Yeah, people in the jungle they don't do integration because this ritual, this wisdom is already there. They have been drinking since they are really young, and they can explain and they understand. So they don't need that much because already is in their context
mm,
and practices. Now, integration for us is the bridge between the world that you have access, all these wisdom and visions and experiences, and then how we bridge that with our ordinary life. Yeah,
mm,
where people in your office or in your home would probably not understand this because it doesn't belong to our society. Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And we don't have sometimes tools to understand, to translate, to digest what we have experienced.
Mm,
So integration is these tools that we use to maximize the benefits and reduce the risks after that. Yeah.
okay.
So we can get the best from it, you know. It's like a manual of instructions of a new device that you just bought. Yeah.
True.
And you with that you can get the best from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
sustain the benefits. It
Yeah.
helps you to sustain that state so you don't need to go back to ceremony
Yeah.
and again you can sustain that.
Yeah, it's so important. Yeah, because even, if people have weekend retreats away, as soon as they get back into their daily living, then a lot of the whatever they've learnt just becomes washed away, or, just forgotten, because they're back to their normal stresses of daily life. So yeah, for me, integration was key, a key element to keep remembering, keep
Mm.
remembering my teachings and the wisdom that I gained. So yeah, really amazing. Thank you. Uh, Oh,
And sorry for interrupting.
no problem.
When you are in a retreat, the container is designed for your experience, so everything is designed. So there are not many triggers, but then when you go back to your real life is when you need to practice in a container that is what it is, and then things happen to you. So it's way much more challenging. So for us, this is when the real ceremony starts, or the proper work is when you go back
Yeah.
and you need to now put in practice,
Yeah, and you've got
Mm.
little kids running around, or you've got like a busy work schedule, and it's like how to maintain that calm
Correct,
with external
correct.
stresses. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you. So, have you encountered many challenges whilst actually guiding ceremonies?
Now we're talking about as a business owner, as a guardian, as me. So, in which role you mean?
Oh, yeah, like in actual ceremonies that you guide. Because I know that you also are present, aren't you, in a lot of the ceremony.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
as
yeah.
a guardian or as an assistant or someone there holding space. Yeah, you witness all the processes. Some processes are very smooth, very easy, very peaceful. And some processes are strong and involves a lot of things happening. It could be shouting, crying. Some people could get aggressive sometimes. Some people want to leave the space, or yeah, deep processes can happen, and you need to. It's a beautiful exercise to remain in center,
Mhm.
in peace, and in trust, regardless of how shaky, how difficult the environment is an amazing practice.
It is, yeah.
It's and in the shamanic approach, even the shaman or the space holders are taking medicine, so you are very sensitive to, no? So the exercise is even more difficult. How you remain in center when you are in a non-ordinary state of consciousness when things around you get wild.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
yeah.
but you do well in maintaining a safe and supportive environment. Yeah.
I my very best. Yeah, yeah. It's already for me 7 years experience with plant medicine. So again, it's practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
The day you start playing guitar is not the same after 7 years playing guitar, like many times a year. No, so it's practice, 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 practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you. And you've mentioned earlier in our conversation about learning gratitude through overcoming grief. How has this actually, how has this whole perspective shaped your philosophy?
Grief, and in my case, after a breakup,
Mm.
is the most challenging thing I ever done.
Wow.
I think I shared with you before. Yeah. Um, I'm a very sensitive person, sometimes more sensitive than I would like to be, but this is who I am, for the good and for the bad. And the grief in this case implicated the opening the wound of rejection, which is even a more sensitive area for me. So it was a 2 years. My last process was 2 years journey where I had a lot of going on, and basically I could empathize with many people that are coming to the retreats, people that were in depression, they were without any desire to live. I would say that 1 year of my life, I was waking up every morning with my deep desire of dying as the only way of understanding how this pain will end. So it was a extremely powerful process that gives me a lot of understanding how the human condition and other people joining in my spaces, how to empathize, how to understand them, no?
Yeah.
And also in a more personal way, you die, a version of you dies, and if you can overcome that, wherever comes in life is like a joke. It's like when I have been in uh, the word is like the worst in your life, and I have overcome that space, and I know that there is something after that. Your self-confidence, your resilience, your belief in yourself, it grows exponentially, you know, and you see life from a different perspective. I don't know. It's the most transformation thing. If you're able to not hide it or put any,
Mask on it.
yeah, no alcohol, no drugs, no other relations to cover up, no. When you can't uh, sustain that pain, when you can face that pain, and again and again and again and again, and slowly dissolve, no? Yeah.
Wow.
It's the most transformational experience I ever
Wow.
encountered.
Yeah, I can feel that. I can feel that. And it's true, you know what they say that you can't really experience happiness until you've experienced sadness. And you're right. I feel like grief is one of those areas in life where unless you've experienced grief, then you're not going to experience
Mm.
true fulfillment, even. Yeah.
And at the end of that process, as you were saying, and for me, is the fact that gives you the proof that the process is complete,
Mm.
is when you can truly, honestly say, thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you for all of this,
Mm.
because without all of this, all what you, or what, not what you did, or is how I interpret what you did, but you did, yeah? I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I am who I am, and I am as strong as I am, or I have this wisdom and knowledge, and because of you. So
Wow.
thank you. So
Thank you.
thank you,
True. Yeah.
because now I understand that this is fundamentally was needed to become the person that I am today.
Wow, that is amazing. What a fantastic way to deal with grief. I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
Mm,
And I'm sure that will help many, many people because we're all undergoing grief to some degree, whether it's the loss of a loved one or loss of a relationship, even loss of a job and loss of a tooth as well. I was reading up on even losing a tooth causes grief.
mm,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, what advice would you give to my listeners who may be curious about exploring plant medicine for the first time?
Mm. First, is feeling the call. Is feeling genuinely the call. No, uh, this is not something you would do because someone tells you to do it, or because someone will pay for it, or because it's a cool thing to do, and it's like things on the bucket list. Or
Yeah.
it's like going to Bali or doing scuba diving or parachuting, no? Ayahuasca ceremony. No, it's not like that.
No.
So being honest with, do I feel the call to do it? Do I have an intention? We call it intention or reason, no? This will be the first, yeah. When you have this call, then you need to find with who. Yeah, you need to find with who you can trust,
Mm.
and trust is a key element in this. Yeah, because the exercise on any psychedelic experience is surrendering. That's is all about. Yeah, it's surrendering, and I am able to surrender when I trust. If I don't trust, I cannot surrender. No? So, with who I can trust. Yeah. And I will say that to trust, there are now two components. One is experience, and the other one is good heart. To find someone who has experience and has a good heart. Yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, I will say that that will be the first steps to take.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. And do you have any advice for anybody who is like currently on the healing journey from trauma or grief?
Mhm. For all of them, but not plant medicine related, like an advice. Hope
Hmm.
that no matter how long and how hard is the process,
Mm.
everything starts and ends. Everything is transitorial, yeah.
Hmm.
So hope that there is light,
Yeah.
that believing or embracing that nothing is random, everything belongs to, let's call it a divine plan. So it's a matter of keep trusting in yourself, keep trusting in, again, wherever you want to use, like God, source, great spirit, universe, no? And to hold it, to keep walking till the point that the light will come.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, I felt that. I felt that. And so where can my listeners find you, connect with you, work with you?
The best way is to visit the website. We are avalon.love.
Mm. Perfect.
And you can see what we do there. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much, Alejandro. It's been an absolute honor to have you on and to, really understand more about your wisdom and your insights and your own personal journey. So I really
Mm.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for giving this space for this to share. I really wish that just these words, this conversation, can bring some positive, some encouragement, some tools to go one step forward in this journey.
Amazing. Yes, absolutely. And that's why we're here. We're here to share our light and to inspire people to really, get on their own journeys and give them hope that healing is possible.
Mm,
Yeah. So thank
true.
you.
I'm telling them, and I also am telling myself
It's possible.
because we are still in. We are still
Wow. Well, yeah, I feel it is. It's a lifelong journey.
Yes, it's long. Hopefully very long.
Yeah, because we just there's so many challenges that keep coming in our way, and you
Uh,
deal with one and comes another. Okay, great. Throw them
that's
to
the
me.
game. That it's what it's about, the game.
And I love it. It's good to have humor. It's good to laugh.
Very true. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my beautiful listeners, as well, for tuning in today. And please do connect with Alejandro. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you all. And he is on Instagram as well. That's where we chat a lot as well. So yeah, do reach out. And if you have any questions about plant medicine or about what Alejandro offers, then yeah, just let us know. We're here to help.
Mm.
Yeah, and until the next episode, stay blessed, my friends, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time.